Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As I was about to tell today's video, I tested every layup in NBA 2K23, so you don't have to. So, in today's video, I have letter grades on all types of the different layup packages. Unfortunately, the ones that I did not get to are the height-capped ones, aka Curry, Dame. I think Iverson is maybe in there, I'm not exactly sure, but definitely the height-capped ones like Curry, I didn't test. If you guys want to see that and this video really pops off, I will do a second one showcasing the small guard ones, but in today's video, I have a couple that are already good for small guards that aren't even height capped, and we're definitely going to talk about this, so I hope y'all enjoy. If you're to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to one to 2,000 likes. Now, listed even more than that, just the small guard stuff is going to be a lot that's still tailored to slashers, dudes that are going for dunks and stuff like that, because a lot of you guys maybe do or don't know that things like hops, spins, euros, all types of stuff like that, they still pertain to your dunks, and that's what I really love this one right here for. So, to get into this and explain a couple things, the ones with the fire emoji are going to be the ones that I really am going to be showcasing like clips of. The other ones I'm not really showcasing clips of, but you can kind of take the grades and just understand what they're good at, maybe test it for yourself. But I have video footage of Lavine, Jason Williams, Ja Morant, and Magic Johnson all showcased in today's video. And then as I said, other than that, I kind of just went through on my own and tested them, kind of just gave it a letter grade in my mind and then compared it to everybody else as well. As far as the B pluses and the Bs, I still think these are definitely good. So for instance, John Wall, Circus, I really like Circus. The hop has that Jamal Crawford in it. Long Athlete is still an A. Same with Jelly. I'm just not showcasing them in today's video. I will say, the hops, I definitely am a huge fan of Lavine, and George Gervin was really good with the hops too. However, the rest of his layup package is awful. The X button is probably the worst one I've ever seen. It's really bad, really slow, and super inefficient. The scoops are not good either. The Euros being the only even other solid thing in this whole package other than the hops. But, again, in today's video, I'm definitely going to be showcasing you guys with Zach Lavine. This is going to be the new layup package that I use. The Euros are fire for dunking out of, for using layups, whatever the case may be. The scoops are still good as well. The hops and spins, both really good, up to par with like Jelly and Long Athlete when it comes to the hops and spins, if not better. Ja Morant, so freaking good when it comes to the Euro and the floaters. It's crazy. And the scoops are also still really good with this as well. The hops, still efficient. The spins, however, are unfortunately pretty bad. So that's why this is not listed as an A+. But again, Ja Morant is going to be a really good one for small guards. Jason Williams is the efficiency god. I'm talking this dude's X button is so good. His floaters are really quick and fast as well. The scoops also good. Still has a good spin, solid Euro, solid hops. And then on the other end of that, we have the inefficiency god, which is the Magic Johnson. So I have this listed as fire, right? And I didn't even give it a grade because this truly is going to depend on your style. I really do think if you're someone that likes the flashy stuff and you like to be different, you want to add some more flavor to your layups and do some fun stuff with it, this is probably the most fun layup package in the whole game. I will say though, it's competitive like grades as far as its viability. As you can see, I have hops and spins listed at B. That's because they don't add a fake pass to the chain on the layup. Everything else though, your Euros, your scoops, your X button, even your floaters have a fake pass added to every single animation that you have for this layup package. So we will be showcasing this one in today's video as well. Aside from that though, you can see some of the mid ones, the mediocres. I had Damian Lillard on here, didn't even feel like it was worth showcasing. It was just, like I said, pretty mid and it didn't fit the graphic. But other than that, like I said, we have the Ben Simmons, LeBron, Michael Jordan, Harden, Devin Booker as well. A lot of ones that just have solid grades everywhere but aren't really that special and don't really stand out anywhere. The only thing that maybe stood out was maybe James Harden's Euro, and as you can see, his grade is pretty solid right here. I just don't think it's worth. I think personally, if you're going to go with a layup like this, you may as well just go Lavine. It was way better in every aspect. I don't think there's really anything that James Harden had better than Lavine besides a slight bit better scoop. But aside from that, Lavine was looking fire in comparison. So the reason that I'm grading some of these low is more of like a why would you even run this? Because it's not something that's like hard to reach with certain animation requirements. Jason Williams is only 75. Everything else is really around 80 besides Long Athlete being 88. And then I think 82 for like Michael Jordan or something like that. For the most part though, everything else is 80 like Magic Johnson. Long Athlete 8 being 88 like I said. But Ja Morant I believe is 80. Jelly is 80. Circus is 80. Lavine is 80. John Wall is 80. So like I said, pretty much for all these is going to be 80 driving layup. But again, if you're someone that has 75, Jason Williams is going to be really good for you. I think it's by far the most efficient layup in the game as far as just if you're not someone that wants to do all the extra stuff. Floater Specialist, unfortunately, is not very good at even taking floaters for that matter. I tested it out. It's really bad, really just inefficient. I'm not a huge fan of it at all. And again, aside from that, I think Devin Booker was a pretty generally like all around decent one. His X button and his scoops are pretty solid. Euros and spins definitely okay, and hop not horrible either. And for the very last part of what I want to talk about here, I do want to say the Simmons X button is a little bit underrated. It's that one that does that crazy like scoop to the side, so to say, even though it's not a scoop layup. But again, if you just hold your X button, it does that crazy like running hook, so to say. And I think it's good for the right person. I just don't think that it's an ideal thing to have as your X button layup personally. But anyway, I could have also tested baseline reverses with this stuff, but I didn't really even get to it. Not to mention, I didn't even get a chance to test the Harden and LeBron floater. Got kind of lazy with it. I'm not going to lie. I saw they were pretty mid as far as the driving layup animations and stuff like that, so I just didn't even test it. And just to showcase to you that I purchased and tested literally all of these, you're going to have to trust me on the whole I tested all of them side, but as you can see, literally purchased every layup I could possibly get. So, as you can see, Zach Lavine, that's going to be the first one that we test out right here. I'm going to be showcasing in order of what I showcased there. So we're going to do hops, spins, Euros, I believe, scoops, and then X button layups. I don't know. We'll get to it when we get there. It was in the order of the exact same thing that I just showed here. But anyway, the hops. I'm a pretty big fan of this Zach Lavine package. As you can see, the ball hand hop right there. We got the offhand hop right there. A little bit of a inside the paint one. This one a little step through hop. All types of stuff like that. Being on display right here. Again, I think this is a pretty good hop step dunk right here. And again, I don't really treat hops as layups. I want hops and spins to transition into dunks really well. And that's what I'm going to be grading them on. Because truthfully, for an outside guard or someone that doesn't really do dunks or anything like that, and you're just a kind of layup god, I don't think spins and hops are really where you're looking as far as what you want to do. As you can see, the little half spin right there. Now, this is where the Zach Lavine goes crazy, okay? So I am a big fan of the fact that it switches up this tempo, as you're going to see, where it does exactly what you would want a Euro to do. Hit the brakes and still explode up and do really, really good things with it. Now, it's still a pretty good like layup animation as far as the Euros and stuff like that go. Again, for me personally, I think the Zach Lavine is the dunkers layup package. You're going to see things like Morant and Jason Williams. They're definitely a layup king sort of thing, where you really like will benefit off the fact that you have low dunk on your build when you run those. But again, for my money of being a slasher, me as like 93 driving dunk, I like to use these moves to transition into dunks. Oh man, is this Zach Lavine so fire for the hops, spins, Euros, all types of stuff like that. The scoop layups are still solid as well. The X button layups are not great. They're definitely like, you know, like I showed, probably like a B minus, so to say. But here's the scoop. It's a very original. Nobody else does this scoop where you just get really low to the ground. You can see his head just gets like super low, super deep. As you can see right here, I'm showing the opposite hand scoop, but kind of want to run that back real quick and show you. Like, this is kind of wild. Now, I don't know if this means that it's more easily blockable or not. I just think it was interesting, and it doesn't look that bad. I'll say that much. Like, but it's crazy the lack of elevation that you have right there, and just not being high as far as like just the elevation, so to say. But anyway, offhand as far as trying to do the scoop right there, as you can see, not great or anything like that. I think I just was doing them wrong as well though. And here's the X button. So again, not a great X button lay. I mean, it's nothing special by any means. And next up, we're going to be showcasing the floater as well. But again, nothing crazy. And the same with the floater, nothing crazy either. For me, again, I think when it comes to the scoops and floaters and X button layups, that's where you want to be the outside guard who doesn't have a very high dunk rating or anything like that, and you're going to benefit off it. But again, for me, when it comes to what was really good, it was going to be the hops, spins, and Euros. That's what I'm really looking for. So next up, we have the Morant layup style being equipped. Again, this one and the Jason Williams one that we're going to be showcasing back to back are very good for the finesse type players out there that are going to be looking for the layups. As you can see, this hop, very explosive to the side. You can't dunk out of it like super crazy though. I'm not a huge fan of how it transitions into dunks personally. I think it's way more lateral and really good for getting those outside range layups and stuff like that. As you can see, a little step through one right there as well. And then next up right here, we're doing a ball hand hop. Once again, a lot of lateral sideways movements when it comes to these hops. The spins, pretty decent, nothing super crazy, but I was a pretty big fan of them. I don't like those little step through collect ones right there though. As you can see, they're a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish. I'm not a huge fan, but he does still have some pretty good burst to it when you are like actually moving laterally. Now here is what makes Morant so crazy. The Euro has this behind the back aspect to it, and you can dunk out of these so good. The second one, I don't think, yeah, we don't showcase the dunk on that, but I gotta say, this is probably the most fire Euro animation in the whole game. I think that Zach Lavine stuff was pretty good too, but this would be amazing to dunk out of, for that matter as well. But again, even still good for layups. I think this Euro animation is, like I said, probably the best in the game, to be honest with you. Right here, I'm going to be showcasing the ball hand Euros, where you actually move your left stick toward your ball hand while double tapping X. And man, is it fire. I mean, I am a big fan of this Euro animation with Ja. The unfortunate side of it, though, like I said, is that his hops and spins aren't very good. So, with that in mind, I really do think this is a good finesse one, where as you can see, the scoops, pretty solid, nothing crazy. Again, the X button lays, nothing crazy either, for that matter. But I want to showcase the floater. The floater is insane. This is probably the best floater in the game too. Jason Williams is up there as well. They're both really good. This one has way more range on it though. It's crazy the elevation these shots are getting. I really have to run this one back because unfortunately it's the only one I even made. But I don't know. I don't have layup timing on. My build's driving layup is an 88 though, I will say. So if you are someone that likes to use floaters, very likely you're having your layup timing on, or for that matter, you have a really high driving layup compared to mine. So again, this is just crazy though. You really, like, this is literally the epitome of a floater. You're getting this over the defender and doing it from pretty far away too, for that matter, so that the interior defender who's like paint sitting on you maybe, or you're like driving and then boom, now you don't have contact dunks or anything like that and a big man is sitting paint on you, and now you have to do something about it, whether it's a pull-up mid or a floater. And again, maybe your mid-range even helps with these deep, super deep range floaters as well, because when I did this in my career back in the day, it would give me shooting badges for these super deep range ones. So I'm not sure whether it really matters or not what your mid-range is when it comes to this stuff, because obviously my mid-range is garbage. But again, this Ja Morant floater is crazy, the range that you can get these off at. So I'm gonna let the clips play out, and again, just keep in mind that I don't really make very many of them either, for that matter. But again, just showing at different ranges, different spots, and just different ball hands and stuff like that too. What I did notice is that going to your opposite hand and then doing a floater worked a little bit better. When I went to the ball hand and tried to do a floater, it wasn't exactly great. Like right here, it didn't give me that animation I was looking for. Or I should say the dominant hand, because my player's left-handed and I was going to the right hand, and every time that I would get one of these to pop off. So just keep that in mind if you're testing it yourself. But moving along, we're going to get the Jason Williams on right here. So Jason Williams, as you can see in these little frames right here that I showcased, oh man, is his X button so efficient and so good. We already showcased that. As you're going to see, his hops and spins, not horrible for that matter either. It's definitely like a pretty mid hop, and then the spins are pretty good as well. But as you can see, nice little lateral movement. Again, in my opinion, this is a great finesse players layup package. This is probably the most efficient one as well. I think Ja is more for flash, more for style. Jason Williams is definitely the efficiency god. I mean, it's literally just the most efficient layup I've seen on this game, probably ever for that matter too. Euros, pretty clean, nothing super crazy or anything like that. As you can see, really transitioning to layups, pretty solid as well. Definitely want to make sure I showcased you guys what layups look like on this one, because again, this can be the one where you probably have a more outside oriented guard and you'll be able to run this, and I'm a big fan of it too, for that matter. But anyway, right here we're showcasing the scoops. Next up is going to be the X button lays after this, which we absolutely have to pay attention to. It's so cool. So right here is the X button layups, or square on PlayStation 5. So as you can see, you're literally just going to run to the hoop, hold your X, and you flick it up in the most efficient, unblockable way. It's the fastest layup I've ever seen on this game. Unbelievable how unblockable that is. It just hugs the rim, and it never gets crazy, way high elevation that's super easy to block. The animation is really fast as well. It's unbelievable. I really am a huge fan of this X button stuff, and you're going to see also, after that, his floater is really good too. But again, had to keep on doing this because it's his signature ability, if you ask me, in this layup package sort of deal, where the X button is just super good. Right there, I get a little bit of a running one. It's a little bit to the side, not going right down the middle, so you might get those to pop off every now and then. But again, look at these little flick ups. They're so unblockable, so fast and efficient. It's crazy. But anyway, moving along into the next part, you're going to see the floaters start to pop off. This is a fast one. It's not that Ja Morant crazy stuff where it has like insane arc or anything like that, but as you can see, gets it out of his hand extremely quickly, which is also a really important thing. It's kind of like your jump shot speed. You obviously on the floaters want to get it out your hand quick and not have that load up animation like crazy where it's just in your hand for 20 seconds and you can't really do anything about it, and the defender is just going to be able to react really quickly and block the shot or get a really good contest. So again, for me, Jason Williams, efficiency king. That's really as simple as that. Ja Morant, definitely the flashy, outside-oriented guard one. And Zach Lavine, the slasher god. Now, this right here, this Magic Johnson, you're going to see, this is the OD just being way too extra, like absolute god. I mean, It's pretty crazy too. I actually am a bit of a fan of the layup package as well. I know my boy Zeke is a huge fan of it. If you're someone that likes passing in 2K23, you're gonna love this thing. But anyway, just want to showcase the hops don't have the fake pass to it. The spins don't have the fake pass to it either. It's gonna be everything else listed between the Euro, the scoop, the X button, and the floater. It's honestly unreal. And when I say unreal, I also mean very inefficient too. But anyway, like I said, just wanted to showcase those hops and spins, showcase that it can still be somewhat efficient. But right here, as you can see, Euro. I mean, pretty crazy. We're gonna let all these clips play out too. I'm not gonna cut anything because I just wanted to show you all the fake pass animations that you can get out of it. But like right there, solid Euro. I don't know if that was so much of a fake pass, but really just a good Euro animation. I think if you do it from closer to the basket too, it'll do stuff like that. But as you can see, fake pass into a little bit of an ugly layup. Once again, that is still in the Euro animations as well. And you can even try to do it toward your ball hand and stuff like that. What I think this is fire for though too, even if you're a dunker, like you don't have to be someone that's just an outside guard to run this, because I think that right there, the Euro into dunks is so cool, bro. You can like fake the pass, go into a dunk. If you want to be toxic with it too, you could fake the pass into a dunk with the Euro and then bail out of it when you go up for the dunk. And oh my God, is it going to be so toxic, bro. You're going to be like out here fake passing into going up, then passing again on some toxic stuff, bro. It's pretty crazy. But right here, just want to explain, these are actually the scoops. It's probably the most inefficient scoop in the whole game. You're going to see I actually try and like do it to the side so hard that I get a jump shot right there. But this is by far the least efficient scoop in the whole game. Same with his floater, least efficient floater in the whole game, because I'm holding to my right on the right stick here. Mind you, like, and literally, this is what he does every time first. He has to fake it to the inside, then finish with his ball hand, like the one that I was trying to finish toward right there. So that's pretty ugly. It's pretty bad, to be honest with you, but it looks so cool and funny. Like, he's literally like hitting the ball with his foot, dog. Like, it's so funny. And again, this does it for every single time that you're gonna do this. So like, for instance, if I hold my stick to the left right here, it's gonna fake to the right first, then finish with the left hand. Just keep in mind that's what it'll always do. So I'm not doing any super crazy chain. I'm not faking my stuff to the right, then going left. I'm literally just holding my stick in that direction and it does the scoop. Now, that one right there was a real scoop. Once again, the animations vary a little bit. I think there's some that are literally just default for any package, but that right there, once again, is me holding to the right on my right stick, and it has to do that fake to the left first. Now, we're going to go ahead and showcase the actual X button layups and then the floater as well. So this is the X button right here. Once again, I mean, that's pretty bad. Like, I'm literally missing a wide open layup with 88 driving lay. So that tells you anything about its lack of efficiency. That's probably it as well. But as you can see, fake passes on everything when it comes to your X button lays. It's pretty OD, bro. It's pretty over the top. I don't know what to say more about it, honestly. We're kind of just talking over this to let you see it as well. But I mean, shoot, man. I don't know. I don't know if this is really the one to run if you're like into, like I said, the very efficient like offensive aspect, but it's so cool, so different. Like no other layup will give you anything similar to this. I will say the Ja Morant and probably Curry Euro animations are pretty cool, going behind the back and stuff like that, but you'll never see anything like this in any other layup package. I mean, if Jason Williams, for all intents and purposes, doesn't even have that either, then it's very unlikely that anybody else will. Now, this right here, I want to explain to you how you actually get this to pop off. If you are someone that's interested in like trying this Magic Johnson stuff, this is me trying a floater, for that matter. It's not me doing a running like, you know, scoop layup or anything like that. It's not me holding my X button. This is a floater right here, and it gives you that running hook Magic Johnson style. It's really cool. This is really like his own original thing as well. Obviously, it was one of his signature moves when he was playing as well, but that little baby hook, that little running hook. But I can't really figure out how to actually trigger that animation to go. It's really just something that popped off randomly sometimes between when I was trying to do that and the actual floater animation where he does that fake pass into floater. So I gave him a pretty bad grade on this because of this animation right here. Like, that's literally a floater, and that's really, really bad. But again, I think what you maybe could make up for it, and maybe I'm misjudging it a little bit, is that this is actually an efficient floater right here. I actually do like it. It's not a floater though. It's like the last thing you would think of as a floater, because with a floater you're thinking it's gonna be straight down the middle. Wherever you take it from is where it's just gonna happen. But again, really interesting that that's in this Magic style. But anyway, that is the end of the video, but I will come back real quick to the actual graphic and just give you a quick little refresh on what all the other ones look like too. All right, so let's talk about the four that we just showcased one last time, just to show you the grades and stuff like that, and just give you a really good idea for what you're looking at. So In my opinion, the Ja spin was the only thing holding it back. However, if you're someone that likes to Euro dunk a lot, this is a W. And just for that matter too, if you're someone that likes the really efficient layups as well, of like finesse things like floaters, the scoops, the Euro as well being really clean. The X button, however, was nothing special or anything like that. So if you're a small guard that isn't really into all that extra stuff like Ja would give you, Jason Williams is exactly what you're looking for. Efficient scoops, really good X button, like the best one in the game, easily, and still a very good floater. So they both have really good floaters. The trade-off, though, is Jason Williams has a way better X button than Ja Morant. However, Ja has a way better Euro, and also they both have the same level of scoop, but as you can see, Ja better hops, Jason Williams better spins. I guess to give the small guards other alternative options, I think Book is like probably a decent one, Devin Booker, where you have okay hops, solid spins, solid Euros, good scoops, good X button, and then the floater kind of mid. But it's definitely a solid one. But again, why would you even run that when you could just run Jason Williams and you could just run Ja? Or you could even still run things like Jelly or Circus. Where Circus gives you that Jamal Crawford hop where it's like the little tween, or like behind the back, whatever you're trying to say with it. It has very good spins too as well. That's about as far as it goes though, if you ask me. It's not a good floater. Its X button is pretty mid. Scoops and Euros, again, nothing special either for that matter. So Circus is more for like if you enjoy these two things right here. You want good spins and a really niche hop where it's like that Jamal Crawford stuff right there. Jelly is probably the best spin in the game, if you ask me. This is really good for double tapping your X button, trying to get dunks out of. Its hops are still very good as well. Euros, very solid. X button still good. The scoops, ironically, I know Ticino made a video on this Jelly scoop stuff, but I'm not a huge fan of it personally. I just don't think it's really fast and efficient. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping though. You could, if you're really interested in that scoop from Jelly and you've seen it from the Ticino video, and that's the one thing that you think is misgraded right here, then hey, it's all A's. So if you like it, go for it. But again, to talk about my favorite one though, that Zach Lavine is so fire, bro. Great hops, perfect Euros for what I want as well. The scoop's still good, and the spins still usable. Very, very usable. I would say Ja if he just had better spins. I'm not a fan of his spin package, and for me, I love to dunk out of stuff like this as well. So to have that good Euro that slows it down, and it can really be a change of pace compared to your hops and spins and just regular contact dunks as well. So I think this is perfect for slashers out here. John Wall is another sleeper as well. Really, really good spins, solid hops. Nothing special other than that though, so it's kind of in the same territory as Jelly, if you ask me. It's really like almost the exact same thing, just worse in some other categories. But either way, it is what it is. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. Like always, try to 1 to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put Lavine or put Ja in the comments, search sports all the way through. Or put Jason Williams. I think it's a little longer though. It's probably not comfortable for putting as the end of video comment. But anyway, last thing before we go that I do want to talk about though, because I kind of forgot to, long athlete I think is pretty overrated the more I look into it. I don't think its hops are even better than like Gervin or Lavine for that matter anyway, and Lavine has so much more to it as far as the Euros being viable. The spins are still slightly better anyway, and again, you have to get 88 driving layup for this thing, which is pretty OD if we're being honest. Like it's way more than anything else in the game. So I don't know, maybe I underrated its hops a little bit. I don't think it's any better than Lavine at all. Not to mention Gervin was probably the hop GOAT. I didn't really even showcase that in this video, but that's about all he had though. So that's why I didn't even choose to actually showcase his layup package. But anyway, like I said, I think long athlete, a little bit overrated, probably not worth. And if you want to look into the Simmons X button, it's also pretty solid. Michael Jordan, probably really good with the acrobatic stuff. I think he was a little OD though on some of his stuff. And again, Magic Johnson, Flash God. So anyway, that's all video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And that, take it, man. Peace.